Hi guys, we're live. I think always having tech issues. So today has been the day of the super tech issue for me, but life goes on. So let me know if you guys can hear me.
I want to see myself and he won't let me see myself.
Here, let me pull it up over here.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah. I mean,
2 Melkers for the price of 1.
Here we are.
Just going to make sure you guys can actually hear us because we are having some wild technical issues today. Oh, hi, Mrs. Melker. So, well, Mrs. Not Miss. So I brought Emmy on today because every day at 2 o'clock, which happens to be right now, we give away $100 in Bitcoins. So we want to do that. And celebrating the all-time high, I'm going to have her choose 2 people. So we're going to give away an extra $100. So the way that you entered, obviously, was to go to the video on the screen, subscribe, and what do you have to do? And then comment with your Twitter name. So I'm going to let her scroll down and choose 2, and she'll write them down, and I'll contact you guys after to let you know that you have won.
I don't know if you've ever seen this setup Scott has going, but trying to see a screen on the other side of all these lights and microphones is like impossible. So
Flashing
bear with me here.
lights.
Who should I pick?
Yeah, I got my new computer today, but I'm on my old computer. I'll tell you guys all about that in a minute. But the whole story has something to do with this tiny plastic piece. That? This is the clip that holds your graphics card apparently into the motherboard of a PC, which is apparently a thing you have to worry about with computers when you don't buy a Mac that actually works.
You already lost me. All right.
And so just the computer doesn't work. Just if it is that the computer doesn't work.
Oh, someone says you're so handsome. I do agree, big guy. I don't know if we're going to choose you, but thanks for the compliment.
So much.
I know. Who should
stress and tension.
I like to make sure these people are legit and not bots. You know,
I can check them on the other screen if the time comes.
All right. This person has never won a giveaway in his entire life.
Let me make sure he's real. Oh, sorry, I stole your thing. 1 second, I gotta make sure he's real over here. They can't see it. We have 2 mice, 2 mices. Are they mices? Mouses. No. Misers.
Is this person real?
BenJude98. Yeah, he's real. So one of our winners is at BenJude98. Let me write that down because I'm not gonna contact him right now.
Congrats, bro.
BenJude98. Now you can say
you have won a giveaway.
BenJude, you've won a giveaway. Congratulations.
Yeah. All right.
Life is good.
Let's
I keep stealing. Don't forget, it's a different computer.
Oh, this is the worst.
That mouse. Okay, 1 second. Look at that. Oh, here it is. It's working. Okay, you can scroll. Scrolling.
I'm going.
Scrolling on a river.
Yeah, guys, I probably should have done this before we started live streaming. So you guys didn't have to.
Scrolling on a river. I didn't even do my hair. I was so busy trying to fix a computer. Fucking fluffy.
No one cares.
I know. That's the best part.
All right.
They've seen me at my worst.
This guy says that he thinks I'm wise.
She will choose him. So Frabizin.
Check that guy.
Okay, I need the mouse. I'm stealing your mouse.
Frabizin. Francesco. Natalia.
Oh, he's going to be real. He's from Amsterdam. We love Amsterdam.
Oh, yes,
yeah, he's good. Okay. Can you write down Frabizin?
Frabbies.
By the way, I forgot to tell you guys, she's doing all the charts. Anyway, so that's it. You can hang out if you want.
I know you have a chart. See ya.
Bye. Love you. All right. Let's do chart stuff now that we did that. Hopefully this is all working very well. There we go. Gave away some money. So yeah, I've been really excited about this new computer that I was getting. Amazing. And this is no fault to the guys who built it. They did a great job, but it came in the box and the box was all beat up. Actually, I could probably show you guys. Try to take my camera. The box was like all beat up. This is the mess over here. So I took it out and there was like this crazy bent screw and nothing would work right. And I finally got it going, finally got it plugged into the monitor and the monitor came up and it was like rave lights. It was like some Pink Floyd shit. And so I called the guys. I was like, it's been 2 hours. I'm trying to be a handyman, like fix it dude over here. What's going on? So they told me to open it. And he was like, well, maybe it got shaken, the graphics card, whatever. So then he was like, you need to like find this clip and pop out the graphics card. And I just popped it out with nothing. He was like, where was the clip? And I was like, I don't know. And we found this in the bottom of the computer. This was the clip that holds in the graphics card. So listen, I've been a Mac user for as long as I can remember, like as long as I've existed effectively. And I don't know, Mac comes and you push power and it works, right? An Apple. Apparently this thing is enough that now I have to ship an entire computer back to another city just because this thing is broken. The motherboard is broken because of this single clip. Also, I found out some really important information, which is that if you have a PC, your keyboard has to like have wires and your mouse has to have this long ass ridiculous wire. Dude, I don't know, PC people, but I think that my PC dreams are over. I am not going to win the Fortnite World Championships or anything of that sort. So, I mean, I have like a brand new iMac back there that's totally maxed out. I probably just need to put it over here where I do live streaming and call it a day. So you PC people are better than me. You have, you know, a lot of patience endlessly. Yeah, your phone is in here. It's ringing. Emmy's phone just rang in here. Oh, man, let me tell you. So here we are. So I have a meeting at 3:00. So I'm gonna do some charts. Let's do some charts. Take some requests. Here we go. First was the VYG Voyager, but I charged it as BQX on Binance because it's the same thing. It actually looks pretty good. I haven't changed this chart at all, and it seems to be breaking out here. Even though it's small, we do have increasing volume slightly over the last day or two, and it seems to be breaking out. So for me, you know, we have all these little wicks above this level at 929, which is support. Since it broke, it hasn't had a candle close above, and you can see that we're struggling with it right here at this exact time. So yeah, got to get above 929. I literally just spent like 2.5 hours of my life on my hands and knees with a screwdriver pretending to be a computer fixing person. Do I look like a person who knows how to fix computers? Anyways, so 929, super weak, dude, super weak. So you want to see a clean break above. I would wait for a close above and then try to catch it on a retest. So something like this. Hey man, you build your PC, just build it. Build it, it'll be amazing. Just build your PC and then you've got a custom build. I will say it looks awesome. It's got my name and logo like etched into the side of it. No, it's not Red Bull I'm drinking, it's coffee. If I drank Red Bull, I would be the most hyper human being on the entire planet. You would hate me so much, or maybe like me, I don't know. Okay, I should also mention, like, since I didn't do it, she was sitting here, I was distracted by my wife's beauty and charm. You know, these charts were chosen by my newsletter subscribers, which they submit to me. You're also supposed to hit the thumbs up, and it's sponsored by Femex with a PH, and all of that is linked below. And there's only a couple more days to get up to $600, $720 if you're actually a follower of mine in free deposit bonus from them. So BQX, I would be looking for a break above 929 retest, and that's it. Otherwise, I'm not interested until it hits that. That said, like, I hold this coin. I'm a huge fan of Voyager Exchange. I do it to get better interest rates. I consider this effectively a long-term hold for me. Next one is DIA USD. Oh, it's happening. Well, since we often make fun of golden crosses and death crosses, here's a hilarious death cross gone wrong. 50 MA is crossing down the 200 MA, making it look like they should be pushing price down, and then absolute explosion, right? So all of this would make you think that it was going to keep pushing down, and then it flipped the 50 MA, busted right through the 200 MA. So that's why it's pretty difficult to trade with those crosses. On the other hand, here, you know, we kind of have one here, right? There was a golden cross, nothing happened, but then it did carry price up. You would expect, actually, I mean, you did see this drop here when they crossed, and that is what you expect, especially as I've said before, when they're touching, right? When it's actually touching the two MAs, that's a lot of resistance, double resistance. You have this one crossing down, but this looks pretty explosive here. That said, I can tell you right now, it's literally at resistance. Cool, right? Guys, if you're not hearing the coins, you can just rewind or look at the tabs on the top of my screen. But the only ones I've looked at so far were BQX, which is Voyager, VYG. It's actually VYG, but Binance never changed the ticker, so it's BQX, and this is DIA USD. Diarrhea. That's what it's called, right? Can't help but think of that when I see the name. So maybe draw something like this. I don't know. I don't really like it. I don't think it's meaningful. You know, here you would be buying right at resistance if you bought right now. So you're definitely same kind of thing. You're looking for that, right? Otherwise, you might get, you know, something often at resistance like this. You'll get something like this, right? Get like a little kind of bull flag below resistance. It'll press up against it and then eventually break through. So it would come down here, consolidate, whatever. But you do have a nice increase in volume and a huge spread on this candle. So right now I would say that this asset looks very bullish. You just can't buy it at this exact second. You want to see it flip 1.59, not be at 1.59. Now let's take this from a supply and or demand perspective. This is where I would expect to have some trouble. Right? Because we have probably all these leftover sell orders from when price rapidly exited this area on the downtrend, and we haven't visited before. So I would expect this to be a really decent target for this move. And then maybe you get some more consolidation, price rips through, and then you eventually take it from the top. But, you know, that's really it. And if you're looking for where we're trading between on that perspective, maybe here, but I don't like that. So I don't like how that busted through it before. I don't know why I just say I'm coming out when I said busting out. I was thinking, I'm busting out. I want the world to know. Okay. Don't get disillusioned with the PC. Well worth persevering, and you'll have a lot more freedom. That's what I say to people about Bitcoin. Right? But yeah, I'm disillusioned with the PC. It's COVID. I'm not going to like a store to return it. It's going to become like a $3,000 paperweight, I would imagine. So, or one day I will put on my fix-it hat and fix it, but I don't know anything about it. So it's unlikely to happen. So this is where I would say your main demand is. This is where I would say your supply is. And then right through here. Okay. So if we get a retrace from here, I would try to catch an entry at 1.49. Look, perfect bottom at support, split this candle, perfect support, and hasn't been back above with a close since here and perfect here. So this is the main area you're playing between. So you don't want to buy here and you don't want to sell here if it drops, right? If you are asking about a coin in the comments and you don't see it as the tabs on the top or in the description, the answer is no. I will not look at SQR9L9 or Zebra. Ain't happening. Told you I got things to do. Monies to give away. All-time highs celebrate. We haven't even talked about the all-time high. Fuck. It's been 2 years, 364 days since we saw the all-time high for Bitcoin. December 17th, 2017 was the all-time high. And also not so coincidentally when they started trading institutional futures and really big institutions could short us. But that's not the issue now. Is 4 hour your favorite time frame? It's my favorite time frame for shorter term positions, but I prefer the daily and the weekly. Scott, what's your view on MaidSafe coin? Hey, Scott, MaidSafe coin, all capitals, MaidSafe coin. Hey, S crypto. If you yell long enough, maybe I will do it. No, I'm not going to. Okay, so that's my view on TIA. Let's do DraftKings. Oh, we looked at this last week and I said, watch for this breakout. It's all happening. Did you guys ever see the movie Almost Famous? Because they say it's all happening a lot in that movie. Any certain reason you have candles these colors? Rage on Life for Two. Great name. Rage on Life. Who are the two? You and your wife? Girlfriend? Kid? Yeah, I use these candles because A, it looks fucking awesome. And green and red looks like somebody puked Christmas on my screen and I have to look at Christmas all day. And also because I've talked about this before, red is like a triggering color. It causes an immediate emotional reaction. It's scientifically proven. So I don't want that on my screen. I don't want to react emotionally because of the colors of my candle. So I chose something cool and soothing to match my cool and soothing voice. Rage on 4-2 and show me your fibs. All right, so DraftKings is obviously breaking out here. We have the clear bounce off the EQ of this trading range, which is the equilibrium, that 50% line halfway between. Coffee is so good. I would say that DraftKings is a mega buy. You know, I think that people like to gamble and game, and DraftKings is awesome. I talked about this last week. I've won a huge tournament on DraftKings, so I will forever like it because of Kenny Stills, who I sent a bottle of champagne after I won the tournament. That's how you thank someone you like, by the way. So you could wait until this is above 53.72 for confirmation, or see if you get a retrace kind of back to this blue line. But like, it's a stock. Are you trading this or are you trying to invest? Because if you're looking for an entry for a long-term investment, it doesn't matter if you bought at $51 or if you buy at $53. It literally makes no difference. If you're bullish on this, you just buy some DraftKings, right? And if you are trading it, maybe you pull a support line here and you say, I'm out if it breaks below that, you know? But this is a pretty Chad candle. Volume's increasing slightly. The day is not over. And ultimately, you want to be above this range. I think that's the all-time high. Once you do that, you look like Bitcoin and you go into price discovery. Someone said that's a brilliant idea. I'm about to change the colors on mine. It's little things like the colors of your candles can fundamentally change the way that you look at a chart or the way that you trade. I'm telling you, like when you see that huge red, like, when Bitcoin has one of those big volatile moves and you just see it painting red, it really triggers you. Not really the case if you just see a random blue color. So blue. Let's look at Link. I didn't know if you wanted the Bitcoin pair or the USD pair. I am mega super long the USD pair on Femex. I've shared that entry a few times. He doesn't even trade. He's just an influencer. Shut up, DJ. You don't trade. Get that every day. So yeah, but I am long that on Link. Fucking DJ. So yeah, I mean, this is in support. This is a nice little reaction at the bottom. Like, this is buyable because you can set a stop sort of down here. I don't even know what this slide is, but delete it. You could set a stop maybe below this swing low by a few sats, kind of down here-ish, and know that you're invalidated and you're headed at least down to this cluster of price action over here. Your real confirmation would be, to me, a break of this line. Although that line's kind of janky now, like it could be here. These things change, but yeah, something like that. But like, this is demand, this is support. But the thing is, it's definitely slowly working its way through that. Let's see if there's a bull div. Very possible. I bet there is because of the way this price action looks. So if this closes higher and this closes where it is, you could have a little bull div here. You've definitely got bullish divergence from here to here. Right? And that's coming out of oversold, right? Something like that. So yeah, I think this is going to pop eventually. I mean, the market's going mega bullish right now. Oh yeah, buy Link. Not financial advice, but even don't do it here. This is very clear. If this 4-hour candle, very important, which is only 30 minutes away. If this closes with this clear elbow up, you have very clear bullish divergence here from here to here. And you have this nice reversing 4-hour candle here, right? Long wick down to the bottom, whatever. I would expect Link to do well here. The real confirmation, like I said, is sort of the break of that blue line. Greatest crypto dude in the galaxy. I've never even been to another planet. I don't know. Someone got stopped out. Sorry. Sucks. See what the Link USD pair is doing. Right. So this was obviously leading, right? And we had this breakout. I told you guys I kind of caught it late. So I entered somewhere like, I don't know, 12.6-ish, right around here. So I'm up, but I was down. I was down, y'all. I was down. So what I had drawn was this, but I said pennants almost always fail. Like bull pennants, you see sort of like this breakdown, and then they can often become flags, which would have had it kind of more down here. This became more of a like descending triangle, which people try to say is bearish, but breaks up 63% of the time. Hallelujah. And this went straight into the supply area that I drew where we knew we would find resistance. So listen, if you're fully scalping this, this would have been your target. You would have exited here, right? There's a nice move from here, demand up to here. If you're trading with leverage, that's great. But I'm personally looking, hoping for something like this. But how are you going to do that? You don't even trade. Oh, look, I ran into my notebook and I made a weird thing. That guy's a LARP. He's LARPing. It's really weird to be called a LARP, which is fine. You know, when I like show my face and my name and my kids, my wife talks to you guys. Yeah. Yeah, pretty transparent. IMO. IMHO. Which kind of sounds like I'm a hoe. And we've got some little resistance here. So actually, I would really like to see a close above this, right? Which is exactly where it's trading right now. But like seeing what we saw there on the Bitcoin pair, if this closes, right? We do not, in the next 35 minutes, this could be pointing down and that would be lame. And this is not a confirmed bullish divergence yet. I'm bullish on Link though. If the market like blasts from here, who knows? We have a lot of conjecture as to what alts will do with Bitcoin breaking the all-time high, what Bitcoin will do if Bitcoin like starts to range around here and alts actually do take off like so many people have predicted. We know that Link's going to do well. Someone said, thanks for the Peter Brandt interview. Great content. Thank you, Eric, with a K. That's awesome. I had a great time talking to him. I learned so much. It's like I've watched that interview 4 times. I like to interview people who I can watch over and over again and learn something. And he dropped so much wisdom. If you guys missed that, it's on my YouTube channel. It's called Trade Gods, my new show. And I interviewed Peter Brandt, and we actually like edited it and stuff, even though the audio sounds like trash because I still don't know how to use a mic. Weird as a DJ, but with a computer and recording and stuff. He dropped so much knowledge. It's crazy. Okay, Marathon Patent Group. I think this is what someone was asking for. They said Mara. Probably charting the wrong thing. I don't know why I'm looking at a 4-hour chart on a stomp. But I would say this looks, oh, wow. I mean, a lot of volume. But you do not want to see that candle close like that, because then we have a potential evening star. When you get a gap up, which rarely happens in crypto because obviously the market never stops trading. But when you get this gap up, if you end up with a doji, like, I mean, this is literally open, closed at the exact same point. It hasn't closed yet. If the next candle closes with a gap down and a red candle, then that's like one of the toppiest topping signals ever, especially like we have, if this volume ends up like up here and they don't advance price. So you have sort of a blow off top and this sort of, you know, attempt by bulls to push really hard on high volume and bears push back. You would expect a major drop down, but that depends. You have to see a gap down tomorrow and you have to see a red candle tomorrow. So right now a doji is just indecision. For those of you who don't know, doji is like this little spinning top kind of vibe, very small body, especially when you have equal wicks on top and bottom like that. Almost every top on like the Dow Jones and stuff has had this evening star, this little plus sign. So if you see a candle that like opens, especially below this wick, and it closes down tomorrow, I don't know. I mean, it's just technical analysis. Doesn't mean it will happen, but according to technical analysis, you just run for the hills. And this could close red. You just saw that the volume turned blue because now we have this slightly down move from the open. That would not be too sexy. Marathon Patent Group. It's a Bitcoin mining company, right? Someone just told me, so that's sweet. So I guess we know why there was a big gap up today, because we were making all-time highs earlier. So maybe we can zoom out on this in general and ignore that little pattern, because when you zoom out on the weekly, like look how Chad that weekly is. So that might be a little retracement or something. I don't know if it even happens. And it flipped the 200 MA. So I actually like zooming out. I think this looks totally fine. And like I said, that pattern's not confirmed yet anyways. It's just an idea. But anything is sort of above this area through here. Yeah. Yet again, like, don't have to draw. I'm just going to do it to make you realize, but you don't need to draw a line. It's probably better to say, hey, like there's all these wicks and all this price action. You can pull that back to here. So it's more of this area that matters, right? But this, the 50 MA on the weekly is pointing straight up. The 200 MA is slowing its slope and has been flipped to support. That's pretty good. So I would watch for this evening star to see if it gets some retracement, but above 677, this looks really good. Looks like an opportunity. News. It's new USD, but I read it as news. Apparently this is on Coinbase. I don't even news to me, right? Okay. I've never looked at this chart before. There's a 4-hour chart. We have almost no history. Nathan Plugga said, I consume all your content. The Peter Brandt interview is by far the best thing you've done. Must watch for anyone who thinks they're a trader. I agree with that. I think the most insightful thing about that interview was the fact that, Peter Brandt openly, after trading for 50 or 60 years, openly says, hey, I don't trust myself. I get emotional. I don't even look at charts or place orders during market trading hours. He does everything after hours and he lets the orders do the work. Doesn't touch it, doesn't overanalyze it, trades his plan, and literally like he removes the APIs to his exchanges, everything, so that he won't, even after almost 60 years, so that he won't change his plan, right? So like great traders, doesn't matter how long you do it, you got to learn to control your emotions and do whatever it takes to make sure that you don't violate your own plans. And I find that so fascinating with someone of that level who's been doing it for so long. I used to have a rule that I would close a chart after any trade for 24 hours, whether it was a winner or a loser, I would close it just to avoid revenge trading. Now I don't need to do that to myself. But like listening to Peter, I thought about maybe doing things like that. The problem is I take Bitcoin trades and like you guys I'm writing a newsletter every day. I have to open a Bitcoin chart, So I would say that NUUSD is being rejected here at the 50 MA and also is struggling to break this. But if this closes above the blue line, I would say that we have a breakout here, right? But we're kind of looking for a continuation of this pattern, right? So if it gets above this level, it will confirm this higher low by breaking here, and then we go for another high and low. But for now, we have a low, high, higher low. So now we need a higher high, and that would really confirm this bullish structure that seems to be forming. So obviously, you have this sort of Coinbase pump, and then the drop away. I would not want to be messing with this kind of below this line because that would violate that new structure, and that would make a macro right low high, and that would make a lower low on the move from up here, right? So kind of draw one over here. Oh, thanks for bringing that line with me. Didn't want that. So right now I wouldn't touch this unless I saw it clearly close above this blue line. You could even pull this blue line to like kind of here. And maybe above the 50 MA. But if you're in it, I don't want to ride this below here because there's no support until the floor. All-time low from like a week ago. Okay, so, and more, you could draw this. Right through here. And that's where we're struggling, right? That was support. That's, you know, we can pull it even back further. Kind of pull it to there. I like it better here, right? Like it broke down here, clean break on a big candle. That's how you know there's a meaningful level. It took a major candle to go through, and then all the support, and then it fails, and now we can't get through it. So above this blue line and here, like won't happen, but something like this would be super sweet, right? And catch it like right there, and then it goes up. That double confluence of support. OMG. I gotta keep it moving. Wow, I drew something. See, hey guys, it's good to have your old charts open because they make you look stupid. Someone asked me to chart this. And by the way, so yeah, it makes you look stupid. I said, hey, this is what I would be looking for to enter. But like, that's the beauty of technical analysis. No harm, no foul, right? Didn't happen, so you never entered. That's why you trade on confirmation. Who cares? I was wrong. But this is broken support. These fibs, we can no longer show us these fibs because they're dead. And I even said before, I didn't really like that line because it didn't start at the highs. If I was to like draw it blind today, this is the pattern I would draw. Even though this has got a lot of white space up here, which I don't love. Massive descending wedge, but like, who cares? Yeah, even get rid of that. Let's do it fresh. Freaky fresh. Fresh. I used to be really good at scratching. Haven't tried it 2 years. Someone wishes I had sold something too. Had not sold 2 days ago. Right. My guy needs a new computer. Laggy mouse tracks. So yeah, Iceman. That's right. Iceman, I am dangerous. That's from Top Gun. You're probably too young to know that. But Iceman, yes, we've been through this computer thing. You obviously weren't here earlier. My dreams were all shattered by this little piece. And I have a brand new one back there. This is like a 2012 laptop that I'm on here. Doesn't stream none too good. But I was looking for an upgrade and it went bad. So listen, if this is breaking below here, this just kind of doesn't look good. I would just put an alarm on this line. Look, I'll do it right now and not look at OMG unless it breaks. That's how I would literally approach this. You know, I mean, and if it loses this area, oh yeah, below. So I would take a trade on it. If you're like trying to catch a bottom anywhere in here, we have all this action and it's easily invalidated below this because there's nothing there. Thin air. Thin air, kind of like what is above on Bitcoin and below on Ripple. I made a joke about that, but like airdrop, it dropped through all the air. Skirt. Secret network. I think this used to be Enigma, ENG, right? That's right, Iceman. I'm dangerous. This was Enigma, ENG, right? Skirt. Yeah, this was. I don't know why they changed it to Secret Network. That sounds like a strip club in West Philadelphia. I think there was one there called Secrets. All right, so skirt. We're going to call it skirt because I like rap. A rapper would say skirt. Skirt is at sport. Bounce nicely off it. Maybe we could even draw something like this. I don't know. I don't like it. Not really. You know, I could see this is kind of weird with all these wicks. I don't really love that. Maybe here, so it breaks here. Maybe get more insight if we go into the 4 hour. I think we're getting nothing out of RSI, so nice. I mean, have I convinced you guys yet that bullish divergences with oversold RSI on Bitcoin are the single greatest excuse to take a long? Have I convinced you yet? Because since I've been doing this, we've done it like 3 times. And most recently in the 16,300 and then again at 17,700. Are you not entertained? It's like the simplest thing to find. And so good. Come on. You guys love it, right? Tell me you like it. This is how I would somewhat view it. I don't know. I mean, any of these is fine. It's fine because we have all this price action over here. It's in line with this, right? So yeah, I would say that this is kind of a support, even though you have this sort of janky action around it. Remember, view it as an area, not a line, and it's much more close. Melker Maverick. That's right. Ice man. Yes, Maverick. I know people have kids named Maverick. Call him Mav. It's kind of a cool name. Let's see if this shapes up any better here. I don't think so. Yeah. And you kind of got a little resistance here, but I would say like you could play it sort of off this area here, off that area here. It's just a weird chart. Nothing is like jumping out at me on this and saying, hey, I need to be bought. Like this is kind of toppy. I don't know, man. If you were looking at 4 hour supply and demand, this is where you would draw your support, which kind of in confluence with that line. And then you would expect resistance in a couple places. One would be here. When you draw these, I mean, we've been through this, guys, but when you're drawing supply and demand, you draw it off either the last down candle before a nut move or the last up candle before a down move. The reasoning being that there's leftover orders there when price rapidly exits. See, fast exit, big move out. People left here wanting to buy. Big move out. People left here wanting to sell. So their sell orders are still sitting there. Very easy. That's all it is. Some people call them order blocks. Interesting question. I haven't been reading over here, and sorry, I look to the side when I'm doing this because that's the only put it in front of me so I can read this shit. Yeah. Scott, what leverage do you usually use? Crypto BitLord suggested I max out my credit card with 10x leverage. Would you recommend that? No. BitLord's messing with you. You're wondering, it says the bit rate on my stream is lower than recommended. Well, I don't know if that's my internet, but I'm plugged right into the Ethernet, but I think it's just my whack computer in some way. No, first of all, an important note on leverage. The leverage can be very good. It allows you to keep less money on an exchange, so it reduces counterparty risk. So like if you're going to use 10x leverage, then you have to have 10 times less money on the exchange to make the same bet, which is a security, which is a boon for your security. But important to realize, people always ask, what leverage do you use? And I try to explain to them that the amount of leverage that you use is effectively irrelevant. People love to get like all carried away, be like, oh, I 100x that shit, bro. I'm a Chad. Chad's 100x. Doesn't matter. What matters is where your stop loss is. If your stop loss that you're backing into any trade from where you want to place your stop loss. And the idea of that is to take a trade as close to invalidation as possible so you lose as little and you can bet more, right? Your position size is based on your stop loss. So therefore you can take a larger position if you're closer to your stop loss when you take your entry. So the amount of leverage is a meme, right? If your stop loss is 0.5% under the current price, you can use 100x or 50x leverage because it doesn't matter, right? As long as it's under 1% move, you're not going to get liquidated on 100x. If your stop loss is, say, 8% below, use 10x leverage, have a stop loss, doesn't matter. All that leverage does is allow you to take a bigger bet on a position that you would have already taken, right? So yeah, I generally use 10x leverage, but my stop losses are never 10% under price. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Do you even leverage, bro? I do, Justin. I do. I'm gonna put this thing up here, but y'all see that. Okay, Tesla. I haven't looked at this in a while. This is Elon Musk flying to Texas. Eventually he's going to land though, right? I don't love these candles up here. I'm not saying like it's bad, these weekly candles, but like a lot of wicks, a lot of indecision. We do have this pennant breakout. I showed you the target is 876. I still think that's in play at the end of the day. And clearly the all-time high at 504 is support. So like that's where you want to trade this if you can, right? Catch it there on, right? But that won't happen. Then I don't know, something like that without that. But it may not come down. I bet it will eventually. But it is theoretically heading to this target based on this flagpole and this pennant. I mean, there's nothing really not to like about this. Zoom in. Wow. See, this is what happens when you don't set your lines to different time frames. Kind of looks cool though, so I'm gonna leave it. I mean, this looks, I wouldn't bet against Tesla, but this definitely is looking like it's running out of steam. Some kind of, I don't know, could be a pennant of sorts. I don't really like it. I mean, I bet we have bear divs. Not that it'll matter on Tesla, but I bet they're there. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you, bro? See, bear div, but then we have a hit, kind of all this potential hidden bullish divergence, which would be this low to this low. Actually, no, yeah, and then a lower low on RSI. But this looks like it's resetting, and that's a pretty clear bear div. I don't know. I would love to catch Tesla down here. Otherwise, you probably want to take it on a flip of the highs to support. So stop. Wow, it's even got not that it matters, but the weekly, I mean, look at that bear div. Didn't matter because whatever. I mean, it did cause this retrace from the 500s down to the 330s. That's pretty big. And now if this ends up angling down, this isn't confirmed, it's still heading up, but this would be another massive bear div. But Tesla really don't care. So I would say either you flip the highs to support, something like this, above 654 or down at 502. Everything else in the middle is noise. Wi-Fi. I don't think whoever it was wanted Wi-Fi USD, but whatever. Okay, so this all failed. It's all stupid. And I was trading all this to have this sort of head and shouldery vibe. This is definitely for real. That's a major area of support. Whatever. I'm gonna start fresh. I mean, at the end of the day, this is definitely, that broke out. That counts, so to speak. I don't even like this line anymore, except for, I guess we do. That's pretty clear. But this is ranging sideways and needs to make a decision, in my humble opinion. I would say they hit the range high here, low here. And what this blue line really amounts to is, I'm going to even just get rid of it, but it's kind of the EQ of this channel, right? So this has flipped the 50 MA on the daily to support, and that has not failed yet. So any bounce off that, which we had today, just above it, is really nice. At the end of the day, the real move, this little bearish SFP here, this little wick above the previous highs, but we want to see either a bounce off the bottom, a flip of the middle, or a flip of the top. Right now, you're kind of just ranging, so you would be trading sideways chop if you're trading this, which you can do. Ranges are great for trading if you're taking small moves with heavy positions. But I don't really see a reason to jump into this. Let's see what the USD pair looks like. Yeah, it looks a little better. We had this Doesn't look as clean on the daily, but we had this bull flag here that I drawn, and these were the two targets based on the two potential lengths of the flagpole. Nothing's changed with that. We saw that breakout. Yeah, it's taking a while, but should ultimately see 38,000, maybe 45,000 if you're greedy. Again, this also has flipped the 50 MA on the daily on this pair. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's delete all this though. And again, you'll find that we're just pretty much ranging. Home on the range. Just give me a home where the buffalo roam and the skies are not cloudy all day. Did y'all enjoy that? So yeah, I would say that just like that, this is the clear, like this is a great example of a range. So clean, right? You have the clear high, clear low, and look at how the EQ, the center, has played. Perfect support, perfect resistance, now it's breaking. So if it closes above that, bro, you need a new computer. Your shit looks laggy. Well, yeah, no shit. Yeah, I'd be targeting at least 31 if this holds above. That's a $4,000 move. Not bad. What do you think of cash tag cover? I've never heard of that ever. High leverage with close stop losses just means it's easy to get stopped and lose cash, though, doesn't it? Whereas if you leverage without stop loss, you've got more bounce area and less likely to get liquidated. No, you're not understanding. That is so wrong. You're going to trade leverage without a stop loss because you're afraid of stopping out. You don't trade with fear of stopping out. You need to accept that stopping out is part of trading. In fact, you should plan to stop out. You don't change your plan with more leverage. You're going to get liquidated, bro. You're going to get liquidated. Lose all your sweet monies. Yet another example of sort of a pennant that lost support. So now it's a hideous descending wedge. This is YFL, which I'm still very bullish on and still in. Oh my God, do not use liquidation as a stop loss. On BitMEX, if you get liquidated, instead of setting your stop loss like $1 above liquidation, it can be a 40% difference in how much money you lose because of the insurance fund. Don't be that guy. My God, don't be that guy. I don't know. This chart doesn't look like so super spectacular, but I like it anywhere above $500. And I've been saying that for, I don't know, ever. But at this point, you just very simply want to see a break of this blue line. Right? Really easy. You know, draw lines down here. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't be trading it right now unless I was already in it, unless it breaks this blue line. But holding this 490 is at least encouraging. That's a clear area. Like I said, just draw a zone. Even though it fell here, it's above. So set an alarm here. I have 9 more minutes before I have to take a meeting. Move on to Zilliqa. Doing things. So if you were with me in the newsletter last, I don't know, May, then you bought this at 93 and rode it all the way up here for like a 3x. Not bragging, it happened. People were there. It's real. Yeah, I mean, Zill just looks good. At this point, maybe you want to not trade it until it's flipped to 04 because we're kind of in no man's land, but this is a very big channel that we've broken out of, retested, and have exited. So, and you know, we have a clear uptrend here. You could draw it like that. I would draw it like this. So maybe you exit it if you're like, whatever, you take it here. But I would have said that like, this is just sort of breaking out of another ascending triangle. Well, it's trying to. So actually, you could take this if it clearly gets above 191 there and breaks above. It's currently at 190. So this is at resistance, but this is down, up, well, up, down. You could draw it a couple ways, but this is like a nice ascending triangle that could potentially be breaking up on increasing volume. So I would say if it closes above where it is now, above like 191, that this is likely to continue up further. You can kind of glean a target like this. Oops. Hey, dude, your computer sucks. This is why. All my dreams were shattered by this. If your computer depends on this for it to work or not, buy a Mac. Apple, an Apple computer. Okay, that was Zilliqa. That's what I'm looking at. Zoom. I mean, we're on this shit right now, right? I'm zooming into this. Zoom. That's crazy chart. A year ago, you could buy Zoom at $62. It's $402. Topped out at $585. Dang. Damn, son. Where did you find that? So this is it for Zoom for me. Drawing lines is so fun, but kind of meaningless. Let's be real. It's going to do what it's going to do. Zoom doesn't care about your chart. It's going to do whatever the economy does. If there's lots of COVID, people probably use Zoom. This is by macro. Like, I don't think it'll come this far, but if this is where you would expect there to be massive major support. So either you could buy it around 366. It could break down that very easily though. Or in this area, 50, or the real one for me, and I'll set an alarm. You see me do it on these charts. If I'm interested in something, I'll just take it on a break that blue line and then close it up basically forever. Who cares? Don't need to look at the chart anymore. Right? So that's the gist. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. This is what I had drawn in the newsletter. People know, they've seen it. Not exactly what happened, but pretty close. All because of a bullish divergence, right? Which we also, of course, had here at this bottom. Amazing. Oversold, bullish divergence, moon. So simple. Didn't expect it to follow this so closely, but I would still say that the target of this is around 22,500. Pretty awesome. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, pull it up here, try to answer one or two more questions before I have to go. Remind you guys that, if you want to get a request in, just join the newsletter. Tomorrow's newsletter is going to be free. Celebration. And of the highs. Gave away $200 today in celebration of the highs. Join the newsletter. Trade on Femex if you're going to do leverage, but do it responsibly. Don't be a jackwagon and think that you don't need a stop loss because you might get stopped out. That is not the attitude that you want to have, guys. You have to use a stop loss on any trade. If your fear is getting stopped out, you are not ready to be a trader. Plan to lose on every single trade. Plan to lose. That's it. If you're planning your winnings, you've already lost half the emotional battle. If you expect to lose, anything else is gravy. You need to protect your money, not worry about growing it. And to protect your money, you have to know exactly how much you are willing to lose on any trade. Period. XRP analysis, someone asked. It went down like really far. Trash. But yeah, plan your losses, guys. Do not plan your wins. If you start planning your wins, it's very hard to exit even when you hit your targets. You got to know exactly how much you're going to lose. Every single trade starts there, right? Just going back, I missed so many comments, guys. I'm so sorry. I was busy. If I grow up, I want to become like Scott and Emmy. That's nice. Thank you. Thank you. She's great. You can get wireless mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I know, whatever. Yeah, I think we got the gist of it. Do Do you think ETH will have a bull run? The last question. Yes, I'm more bullish on Ethereum than I am on Bitcoin. I think it'll catch up and do really well. Do you chart on Trade Gods? No, but we talk about charting techniques. I've already done one interview with Bitcoin Jack Sparrow. I know he's not a god in the same like term as Peter Brandt, but I love him and I love his style. And we got pretty deep. So that'll be the next one. I was trying to do one a week, but man, it's a lot of work to do all this. Hey, dude, can you chart CRV? No, I'll drive one though. Honda, it's sweet. I'm not charting anything you guys asked for, and I got to go. Sorry, guys. I have 2 more minutes, and so that means that I have to peace. Vamos. Be gone. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I have 2 more live streams coming this week. I believe at the same time tomorrow. It's either 1 or 2. I will announce it. But tomorrow I'm doing a live stream with Benjamin Minshew from Elrond, who I had on my podcast before. And you know I'm a huge fan. And we're going to talk about everything they have going on, which is amazing. And then on Friday, we're going to do a DeFi analysis with the whole team Into the Block. So I got a lot more live streaming coming. So you get to look at my jacked up, shady, crappy mug. Love you guys. It's been real. Got a meeting in 2 minutes. Peace out. Have a great day.